Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Anchor for My Soul. And today I was actually going to post another Devo, which I'll be posting later this year. And as I was getting prepared, God just changed my heart and was like, I want you to talk about this instead. And to be completely honest, I've been kind of running away from talking about this topic just because it's something that I have previously struggled with. But I know that there are so many other people out there that have dealt with it or also going through it as well, and I just want to share with you some of the things that I have learned and that have really helped me to get through it. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So as you can tell from the title of this devotional, I'll be speaking on finding contentment in your singleness. And I want to share with you my journey on finding contentment and also the top things that I have started to put into practice to really truly find contentment and just the joy and beauty in the season of life that God has you in. So let's start off with number one, which is let go and let God be God. So this was the first thing that I really had to do in order to find contentment in my singleness, is to literally let go of all of the fear, all of the doubt, all of the worry that I had in being single and just give that over to God. You know, God has such a big plan for your life. So when I was really struggling in my singleness, I was just trying to take that over because I was afraid of facing my fear head on with God, thinking that I could control it. And I'm like, don't worry, God, I got this all under control. You're not really setting up on my timetable. I wanted to get married young and I wanted to have a family young, and that's not happening. So I got this, God. Let me just kind of take control in this aspect of my life. And I was just kind of fearful and just kind of giving that over to God, even though I knew that God had everything all planned out. And so that would definitely be the first thing I would say, is just let go and let God be God. And a question I have to ask you is, are you completely trusting God with all aspects of your life? And I knew that was one thing that I was not trusting God in. So that is definitely the first thing, that you want to make sure that you're opening up your heart more to God and just letting Him do His thing, because He already has everything planned out. He already knows what's going to happen in the future, so just let Him do His thing. So number two is, it's only for a season. Enjoy the season God has you in now. So I'm going to start off with the verse, which I'm sure a lot of people know, is Ecclesiastes chapter 3 verse 1. Where it says, for everything there is a season and a time for every matter under heaven. And to know that season is temporary. It's not something that's going to last forever. A season is temporary. So just know that this season of singleness that you're in isn't going to last forever. And just to enjoy the time that you have in this season. And to also think that you need to be patient with yourself and also be patient with God. Again, God has everything all planned out. You just have to be patient because His timing is essentially perfect. And and I was impatient in the past. I wanted things to happen on my own time, which was so selfish of me to do. But it wasn't until I completely gave that over to God and just started to be patient and just know, God, your timing is perfect. Everything is going to work out. All right, so number three that I'm going to mention is, don't worry about tomorrow. What can you do today? So I'm going to start off with a verse, which is Matthew chapter 6, verse 34. And it says, therefore, do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself. Sufficient for the day is its own trouble. And that really hit me when I read that verse, because, I was constantly thinking about where I wanted to be in the future, which is not a bad thing. And just to really focus on today, what can you do today? And it's essentially really just changing your mindset and focusing on all right, what can I do today for God? And just keep your eyes focused and fixed on Him, and He will guide your paths. And that was something that was really hard for me to do, to be completely honest. I was always just thinking about the future. I was not thinking about today. I was just trying to get through each day by day. And you just have to enjoy and be present in the moment. And really, in the Bible, it talks about taking your thoughts captive. And that is so important to do. Give that over to God. That is for God to deal with. Cast all of your anxieties on Him because He cares for you. And that will lead me into number 4, which is, you get to have more time with God. You have no distractions right now. Be present with Him. You can set a time aside each and every day just to have your own personal, intimate time with God. That is so special, and you won't be able to get that moment back. later on. So take all the time you have right now that you're in your free time to seek God fully, read your Bible, worship as much as you want. This is your time to do that. And lastly, number 5, which is community. You want to keep yourself busy in community. Find a church community. And that was something when I first moved to Massachusetts. Like I said, I didn't know anyone and I didn't have that community. And once I started and found that community, my mind all of a sudden shifted and was just focused on more doing things that I could do for God and how much can I help out, and being able to fellowship with other believers and just keep your mind and yourself busy with that. And God, again, is working everything out. Even though we can't see it, He is still working things out for our own good. Just keep fixing your eyes on Him and being led in the path that He has for you. And, once I did all of these things and I started just opening up my heart more and more to Him and just laying to rest my fear and anxiety I had and just finding the joy, beauty, and contentment in your singleness, I was just so much more at ease and was just like, you know what, God, you have it all under control. There's nothing that I need to do. So I just want to encourage you today to really just let all that fear and anxiety that you may have and completely just give it over to God. He has your best at hand. He knows your heart. He knows your needs and desires. So it is okay, just breathe, and He has it all figured out. In the waiting, we learn and we grow in our faith. That is the most beautiful thing that I've seen in myself, is that through all of this, I've learned and I've grown so much in Him, and I've learned more about who God is and more of who I am and the things that He has taught me. And in the waiting, this is the time that we can see God just do great things in our lives. We're able to kind of take a step back and just be in awe of who God is. So those are the top 5 things that I wanted to share with you guys today, of things that have really helped me in finding contentment and joy in my singleness. And I hope that has encouraged and helped you all out there as well that are also dealing and struggling with this. And also comment down below some of the things that you have learned in your season of singleness so that we can be an encouragement to so many more people out there. So thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all next time. Thanks. Bye. And I just want to share my journey with you all on finding contentment. And it wasn't until about 2 years ago or so that I truly just let go and just,